Well, evening everybody, is that okay? Everyone hear that, yeah? My job is easier tonight, really. Nice introduction from Adrian, but this presentation is going to be anything about myself. It's about our program, about the Business Innovation Program, which is not a new project. It's a live project. We're virtually halfway through it, just coming to the halfway mark. Innovation, much debated, very headline in all political comments and commentaries. Everybody's behind innovation, but what we want to do really is to explain to you how we can support practically companies, large, small, medium companies, how we can support you through the phases of innovation, support you to introduce new products to your business, and ultimately place you nicely with our colleagues to enter new markets. Not only new innovations to your business, but also improve your existing operations. So I'll rattle through as well the nuts and bolts of the support that we provide, particularly on manufacturing and design. They're the two main elements that we concentrate on for improvement, and we have extensive support in both arenas. I'm joined tonight. I'll go through it bit by bit now. Who's in the team? A number of my colleagues are here tonight, and as I said, my objective really is to give you the headlines and then to move on to some precise questions and answers and hopefully networking afterwards, where if you have a real focused discussion that you want to have, you can have it one-to-one with some of my colleagues. Conscious, some of these presentations and evenings can be a sort of death by PowerPoint, which I hate myself. So I've woven into the presentation two case studies that we use, practical examples, because that's the best message of all, is where I would stay here and say the support is good, but I'll run through two case studies that exemplify the sort of support that we give and some of the practical gains them businesses have had. So hopefully you can remember the technology. We go to 4 on the lights, and we go into the first case study, which is Cobra, which is a first-tier automotive company supplying high-quality parts into the automotive industry, looking to build business with new blue-chip clients like Volvo, BMW, and Jaguar. It's been a success story. The work that we've done with them so far will be outlined here now, but we're also now working with them on their expansion plans for the new production layout, which is a tangible sign that what they've done in the past has been successful. So this is Cobra Automotive, which will speak for itself.
Cobra was set up originally 2002. 4 directors all used to work for a company in Wrexham making high-value interior components. We thought we could do it better than them, and that's when we started. The products which Cobra create or produce are interior components, things like sun protection systems, which are sun blinds, either manual or electric, which can be in the doors, on the roof, in the back of the car, on the parcel shelf. Safety barrier nets and covers, like you see in the back of an estate to cover your shopping up. Every single company who produces a car has an inroad into our product range. That might be the sun blind, it might be the net, it might be the luggage cover, but it can be any single OEM in the world, so it's a huge potential market. In recent years, the biggest assistance we've had is in terms of the safety barrier net. We were approached by Volvo to actually produce a product which our competitors made, and it gave us an opportunity to make something that was lighter, cheaper. In that we actually got assistance in terms of technology, capital, equipment, and the ability to actually visit Sweden, which was an export-aware country, and it was invaluable to actually allow the project to proceed and ultimately to create jobs and guarantee our existence.
Companies like Cobra generally access business support via their business development manager. I'm part of the wider business innovation team. We have a specialist program called Business Innovation Support, so companies can access R&D funding for new product development activity, advice and guidance, specialist capital equipment, and intellectual property support. So really anything to enable a company to take a product from a concept stage, an idea stage, through to concept, right through to commercial exploitation. An example of a project that we worked on with Cobra includes a 3D laser scanning system which enables the company to reverse engineer existing car components. On that particular project we offered advice and guidance on the selection of the actual piece of equipment and grant support towards the capital purchase costs.
Many companies who I deal with on a day-to-day basis are very reluctant to actually seek assistance. They think it's an uphill administrative gamble. From our point of view, it's absolutely essential. If you want to compete in a global marketplace, you've got to use every single bit of assistance that's available. In terms of expansion, Cobra's grown 100% every year now for 5 years. When we started the business, there was the 3 directors and we had 3 staff. It was difficult times. Now we're nearly 49 people over here in Wales, and it's been the assistance we've had which has enabled that growth to go forward and continues to go forward for the future business plan. So our business plan is still to employ over 100 people in the next 3 years, and it's totally achievable.
Okay, so as I said, the case study speaks 1,000 words for myself. Cobra is just one of a number of clients that the Business Innovation Programme works with. Programme focus, it's a European funded project, ERDF funded, and we have £28 million to spend across the life of the 6-year project. We're in year 3. The focus of it is straightforward. We're looking at new ideas, we're looking at design support, we're looking at new product introduction, we're looking at process improvement, and definitely we're looking to help companies protect their IP and to commercialize their products. How do we deliver it? We've got 12 innovation specialists, a number of them are here tonight. I'll introduce them later individually, and they're based across Wales. We've got some in North Wales, some in Southwest Wales, some in Southeast Wales, but they're totally mobile. So geographically, we've got the patch covered, it's Pan Wales. The funding is competitiveness and convergence. And these guys are ready to work individually with companies and have either initial discussions, informal discussions, or just pick a project up when it's ready to go. So we've got a good team, 12 innovation specialists, highly qualified guys, 40% of them PhDs, and all with either academic or industrial experience. So they speak your language. You're not dealing with, dare I say it, out and out civil service career guys. These are guys that have been picked from industry to help you. We've got some specialist consultancy on the project. We've got John and Charles here tonight who represent both the manufacturing and the design consultants. And again, this is contracted in help that has got the specific skills to work with your companies and work with clients to put the improvements in place. And again, they've worked in industry, they speak your language, and we can place these guys with you for either short periods or long periods, whichever you want to deliver the improvements that are under discussion. Commercialization and licensing, again, I'll come on to it in more detail, is a big central part of the project. And that is probably the hardest part, is getting the product into the market when it's in the new phases. So again, we have experts in the project. Dave Wooldridge is here tonight, who is our IP expert and joined us from Oxford Brookes University. And again, I'll come on to that specifically as we go through. So what's the model? My boss, Phil Allen, is here tonight. He designed this program 3 years ago and designed it based on previous support that we've given through other projects. We used to do the manufacturing stuff through MAS, Manufacturing Advisory Service. We used to do design support. We used to do new product development support and IP support, but we did it slightly in isolation. We decided to put, as I've termed the heading of the presentation, an integrated model together where the 3 areas will spin off each other and hopefully provide commercialization opportunities. Underpin it with consultancy. That's the model lot of us use on programs in the public sector because we can't employ huge numbers of people. So we have to have the programs adaptable and agile that we can change the different support that's required. At the very core of it is IP, because protecting IP has got to be the most important part for any business. It's the actual lifeblood. So that's the business innovation operating model. It's been successful for the last 3 years, and as I said, we're looking to refine it slightly now and move on to the second half of the project. Manufacturing support, it is something close to my heart. This is my background. We're looking to work with companies, sit down initially and do a form of diagnostic. There are lots of diagnostic tools out there. Our guys would come along, sit with you, talk to you about what sort of issues you're looking to address, discuss what improvements theoretically you'd like to get, and then talk about practical improvements that we could then take on as precise, discrete projects into the wider funding streams. Those of you who understand manufacturing, the well-known, lean principles, reducing waste in the process, improving your supply chains, improving stock management, definitely using manufacturing space more effectively and more efficiently. Very often companies so busy, wood for the trees, heads down, producing their product on a day-to-day basis, they don't have time to stop and think of what improvements they can implement. Our guys can sit with you and put that support in place and hopefully move on to other phases of the program that help create the efficiencies that will introduce new products to the process. So manufacturing support headed up by a consultancy, John Clement, and where John is, put your hand up, John. John is here. Anybody has a precise discussion later, one-to-one on manufacturing, he's your man. And John leads our team on that area. Design support, very similar model, starting with a form of diagnostic and a scoping discussion, but then helping companies through the different phases of design work, either helping them enhance their own design skills, or investigation of new materials, enhancement of client design skills, advice on tools and software, advice on packaging. Things like new eco packaging is, again, very, very popular at the moment. And definitely advice on design for manufacture, designing the product so that it's in its easiest form to actually make it, because it's one thing to say that it's good for the market, but you've actually got to produce it effectively and make money as well. So again, Charles is here somewhere. Where is Charles? Put his hand up. Anybody that wants a precise discussion later on the design side of the house, then Charles is here tonight to have that discussion with you. So there's the two improvement areas, manufacturing and design. Talked about the innovation side of it, a new product design. Hopefully it all spins out commercialization opportunities where products get to market, the brands are protected, the trademarks are protected, and the know-how is there. Dave Wooldridge, again, another one, put your hand up. Dave is with us. Dave joined us. We were fortunate to have him last year, joined from Oxford Brookes University. Dave's an IP specialist and can provide certainly brief initial support through ourselves that you'd probably pay a lot of money for outside, advice and guidance, and then also take you through further support that's needed in that area. And Dave, I know, would be delighted to have any discussions in that vein. So that's the three elements all joined up within the business innovation model. There's some of the ways that we deliver it through the innovation specialists, through the contractors that we've got. I thought I'd break the presentation up again now so that I'm not going on and on. Give you another example, Concrete Canvas. I won't steal the thunder of it, but a very innovative company, again, that we've worked with on getting their product to the market and refining their product. We'll go through this case study then, and then I'll take you into the second half of what I want to say tonight, which is practically what support is there. I don't really want to go on and on about money tonight and non-repayable and repayable. Is it a grant? Is it a loan? It's all good news actually when we get into it. But the practical support that we can give that I've just described is what it's all about really. If the idea is there, or the product is there, or the project is there, we'll find a way to support it. That's the message I want to give. And all the innovation specialists definitely want to work with you hand in hand to get you into the process. We're trying to take barriers out of it. They're sure there is some sort of grunt work, as I call it, on paperwork and stuff, which I'll go through. But it's all good news. So we'll have a look at the second case, and then I'll come on to the money side of it, which everybody will enjoy, I think.
Concrete Canvas is a startup technology company that started at university, and it was founded by myself and the other director, Peter Bruin. We had an idea for how we could create rapidly deployable shelters using a flexible fabric that was impregnated with concrete cloth. We spent the first 18 months developing the technology and getting prototypes working, and then about 4 years ago we moved to Wales to set up the manufacturing operation. There's excellent support available from business innovation, both in terms of business mentoring, but also the financial assistance that's available. One of the interesting things about the company is that the core market has changed as the business has grown. The concrete cloth is now the predominant source of sales for the business. It's got a huge range of applications in the civil engineering and construction sector, primarily replacing conventional poured concrete for applications such as drainage, ditch lining, slope stabilisation and erosion control. When we contacted Business Innovation, we realised that there was a broad range of ways that Business Innovation could help the company. First of all, in terms of match funding to help finance the capital equipment and the key infrastructure that was essential when setting up a manufacturing operation such as this from scratch. Secondly, over the course of the last 4 years, we've accessed a lot of the research and development grant assistance, and that's enabled us to develop new product lines focused at meeting our customer needs, and that's really been essential. And then finally, it's put us in contact with ways that we can access foreign markets, so accessing things like foreign trade missions and overseas research projects, and that's enabled us now to grow our exports to 30% of our complete turnover.
Well, the first thing was to come and have an initial meeting, identify what were the requirements of the company, and explaining the full raft of assistance on offer via Business Innovation, including R&D funding, assistance with new product introduction, expert manufacturing and design advice and guidance, specialist capital funding, and IP support. One of the issues was, of course, the protection of their intellectual property, particularly abroad, because at the time we came in, they had a UK patent, but then under the patent system, within 12 months, you actually have to start identifying where else you want in the world to protect it. So we went through the system there. We looked at what help we could give the fledgling company as it was to actually get this protection.
As the business continues to grow and expand, we expect and we hope to continue to work with Business Innovation to develop new products so that we can offer our customers a variety of new product lines, but also in terms of growing the business overseas.
Okay, another great example of some of the innovative clients that we've been working with. So, how are we going to access the support? The method that we use is through innovation vouchers, predominantly on the Business Innovation Project. Now, innovation voucher is not a book of little slips that the innovation specialists carry around with them that they sort of hand out. It's a term that we use because it fits nicely with the UK strategy on it, and because we've been asked to keep the sort of phraseology the same. But an innovation voucher is a way of us framing a project to help you access the funding. So the scope of innovation vouchers: technical problem solving, new product development, process research, new product testing, pre-compliance, the process improvements I described earlier, definitely evaluation of new materials or techniques, and a new element which coincided nicely with this evening, actually, which we've just been given permission to introduce capital equipment into the program, which is we're all quite excited about, because we think it'll give a new shot in the arm to the type of support that we can provide. And I personally think that the capital equipment goes hand in hand with the process improvement anyway. So that's kind of hot off the press, if you like. That's only in the last week that's been improved. Been approved. So there's good news there. Second bit of good news, although Sean will be smiling when I say this, because we've been wringing our hands over the week at the type of phrases we can use in the political environment. But all of this support is non-repayable. Anything in the innovation area is non-repayable. Sure, it's European funded, which means you have to match fund it, it's 50%, but the other half of it, which this time last year was heading into the repayable category, is now non-repayable. So we could provide in innovation vouchers maximum support 10k per project, 10k on a 20k project, and probably 2 projects per annum. I think, in all honesty, if you try to get past 2 projects in a year with the process and actually the implementation, you probably wouldn't get there anyway. So say 20k on 40k on projects for innovation vouchers. But our sort of get out of jail card, if you like, is we will always consider an exceptional project or a leading edge project that we don't want to miss out on because it falls slightly outside of the rules or the scope of the term. So exceptional leading edge projects are definitely what we want, and we'll consider them on merit, although we won't tip the scheme upside down, but we can certainly flex some of the limits. So that's the scope of innovation vouchers. And when you meet as a client, you meet with an innovation specialist. They hold your hand through this process. So they won't say, there's the papers, get on with it and good luck. They'll actually sit with you, go through it, advise you how to fill the various bits of red tape that are in the process out, and also advise you on the sort of pulse points, if you like, that'll help a project fly within the approvals process. Because for sure, we'll test clients out on financial viability. We'll test them out on, is it a step change in technology? And there are various parameters to the scheme, but the guys are there to help you get through it, not to stop you getting through it. So that's good news, and they'll do that on a one-to-one basis with you. RD&I, which has been called something different in the past, probably called SIF in the past, Single Investment Fund. RD&I is for bigger projects, really, and it's the phases of development in the research and development area. So you've got technical and commercial feasibility at the start, different strands of industrial research that a company might want, ED, experiment development, to apply the research of the new products and make sure that it's going to hit the market, and then the exploitation side of things. So the RD&I program, again, is in phases, slightly different percentages for different types of projects and different sizes of companies. But again, the full range of support that any client could want in working with us on innovation, R&D, and new product development. The $64 question there, the sums of money, and without going through it laboriously bit by bit, because as I said, we view each project and product on its merit, and again, they are there as a guideline for us to the scheme. But as a team, we're keen on getting applications into the process, and that's really the reason I'm stood here tonight, is to encourage participation, knock down any barriers that people perceive. We've been through a lot on the economic development side this year, that we're not open for business. We are, absolutely, and we have a serious pot of money, probably approaching 20 million, Phil, if that's accurate. Yeah, there we are. It's going up as we speak. So there's a serious pot of money there, and really, we don't want to be giving it back. We want to make sure we stick to the rules, we get the right type of projects in there, but that we absolutely spend the funding that we've got in the RD&I and the business innovation projects before the end of the life of the program. So they're all the headlines, really. But as I said, the real reason for me standing here tonight was, it's a coincidence, because we've had a few improvements and a few positive results on the parameters of how we can operate, and it coincided nicely with being here tonight, but the real reason is to make sure that we get referrals, whether they're through directly from clients, through multipliers, through the universities, through a contact of a contact. We want to get clients into the program. That's the number one objective. We've got 3 more years of European funding. All of the support I described is now non-repayable. It's open to small, medium and large clients. We try to fit companies in the program, as I said, not keep them out. The capital equipment through innovation vouchers is new, and that is a real boost. We're probably as excited about that as we are about the non-repayable, because it gives us far wider scope to work with companies. The manufacturing and design diagnostics are no cost. You know, if you're a company that would like that support, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, there's no cost. The guys are experts. They've worked in industry. They'll come along, spend a day and a half with you, give you a small report saying, I think that's what you should be tackling, and they'll do that while the plant goes on producing the products to keep the head above water. We've got 9 wide sectors now, and I stayed away from sectors all night because there's been a lot of discussion all year about, in the economic development area, about working in sectors. We've got 9 sectors now, so I scratch my head most days trying to think of something that's not in the sectors now. So it's very, very wide, few obstacles, and again, on the innovation side, they're a bit more flexible with us. And if it's a highly innovative project that produces good outputs for the program, then we'd be trying to fit it into a sector, not keep it out. And without running through them all, it covers virtually everything now. There's very few things that are not in there. 12 innovation specialists, Pam Wales. These guys are the sort of lifeblood of the program, if you like. Who have we got here tonight? Paul, put your hand up. Any of your other colleagues here? Ian is here somewhere. And Jeff, maybe? No? There we are. We've got 2. So we've got 1/6 of the team here. We've got 3 or 4 up in North Wales. We've got some guys down in Pentlegare. So the geography is good for getting to clients quick. And these guys, as I said, would be delighted to have a one-to-one, face-to-face discussion with you. Final message, and the only message from my perspective, is we're actively seeking clients, or we're actively seeking new projects from existing clients. My job is easy, mobilizing all of the support. These guys are the clever guys, and you should have a discussion with them because they can help your business. So that's all I wanted to say, really. Headlines. We go into Q&A now, and planted a few of the clever guys in the audience so they can dig me out of the swamp if the questions get a bit complicated. But business innovation, 3 more years to run, and just looking to spread the word a bit. So thank you very much for listening.